Okay, well, here we have it. Our ping bands are starting. Let's jump on in and see what happens next.
Yeah, let's see. We have the match of Rax and TUTUTUH pre-bans. Are we going to respect that Oliver? That's definitely an option right there. Respecting the Valantis could definitely be a thing. Or are we gonna go for that Bella? Because actually both players do have that Bella in there. And that could be one of the units that's highly contested. In this case, we do see that TUTUTUH has the first pick. First pick does mean that you're not going to be pre-banning that. We do see a pre-ban on that Valantis and we see a pre-ban on that Vanessa. Vanessa does signal into one of the core units that TUTUTUH likes to pick up for having that speed lead while not having the Oliver. However, on the other side, Valantis is just a core unit that RAXXAZ likes to use quite some. TUTUTUH, what is your first pick? Does actually have an Oliver, which I do think it was not shown before, but recently picked up. And I'm also not 100% sure if RAXXAZ was expecting TUTUTUH to have that Oliver right there.
Here we go then. So RAXXAZ following up with a Bella, which we know that he does have, and his Etna.
Yeah, Bella and the Athena, that's also definitely a steal because RAXXAZ has that Bella, TUTUTUH likes to use that Bella. Athena is a very speedy unit from RAXXAZ, has incredible rune quality, but so does TUTUTUH. And TUTUTUH, how do you answer that? Do you go for an early Juno, or do you like to go for more for your comfortable picks, still picking up that Gianna, maybe even going for that Onyuki in there?
Exactly, he's taking his time to figure out exactly what he wants to do now. He is going to be looking at a Shizuka, and who's he going to follow it up with? A Marsha.
Okay, interesting picks right there. Shizuka is one of those units mentioned once again. It's never really wrong to pick her, but she also doesn't really shine in most cases always. In this case, there's a lot of pushback potential already on the side of RAXXAZ. RAXXAZ could definitely go for a turn one solution here with going for a more maybe towards robos, anything like that for AoE CC.
Let's see if he does end up locking one of those in then. He's deciding maybe not, going for a Wusa and a Cigar.
Wusa and Cigar is pretty interesting right there. You would have slightly bit of a troublesome thing to beat out the fire units if TUTUTUH would to say like, okay, I'm gonna pick up that Juno right now. Maybe a Juno with a Rakuni, Juno with a Mei Wang, any of those kind of combinations would definitely be pretty difficult for RAXXAZ to deal with. And RAXXAZ would have to draft a pretty good fifth slot to make that work.
Yeah, let's see what he's going to be finally pairing up with. A Gianna.
First Gianna here at SWC Europe Cup. Normally I'm the one that picking Gianna, but I don't participate, so I'm very happy to see at least the Gianna on the field right here. What can RAXXAZ do to play against that? You could say, however, in this case, if you were to go for a Rakuni, Juno would be great, but it's already on the enemy side. If you go for Rakuni, the only actual damage dealer on TUTUTUH's side is that Marsha right now. How is RAXXAZ going to pick up that fifth unit?
He goes for a Chiwu. And I just want to say, we did see one Gianna yesterday with Ismo. Surprise one.
True, but it was banned, so RAXXAZ keep it on the field. But very fair point there, Sam. Very fair point. Let's see, we have both potentials for speed lead bans, which I do think both of the players will respect and also ban out.
Yeah, and then we're going to be seeing right now, they've got a bit of time to figure it out. Hopefully for you, say, we'll see that Gianna still on the field. You know, we need something to make sure you're still present. Even though you're casting with us, we need to make sure you're still on the field somehow in the form of a Gianna. And the bans come in with the speed leads.
Exactly, those speed leads. So we do have Gianna on the field right here. Big question is going to be, is that Gianna on Swift? And if she is, she's still probably outsped by that Athena. So what can the Athena do to control the team and afterwards being controlled by maybe that Cigar? Or is the Marsha going to deal a lot of damage?
Yeah, we've seen from earlier today, Pinkroyd's march, or not today, but yesterday, Pinkroyd's march was huge, but there wasn't any defense breaks on the one of Glory as we go in with HP and defense lead for both of them, kicking things off in the last quarterfinal of Europe prelims, set number 1.
Let's see who takes that first turn, and that is going to be that Athena followed up by Gianna. Gianna does seem to be on a swift build, but Gianna does seem to be losing a lot of HP and getting stunned right there. Big question right now is, are we going full in the damage? That is a lot of damage. Definitely shows the rune quality of RAXXAZ. He has that artifact, he has those runes. Interestingly enough, goes to decides to go for the strip or the push, no wait, the cooltime increase on the Juno, but therefore you can cleanly go for that Will of Immunity on that Wusa, get up all of that immunity, which cannot really be countered by the Shizuka as well as that Juno at the moment.
Exactly. It does mean that Shizuka has that in her locker now in her S3 if she wants to give herself some shields. However, Marsha's going to take a turn against shields and immunity, say.
Yeah, shields and immunity, and it's going to take quite a while, but you also have that there's not just one stripper on the field, you can bring back the other stripper, and that is also there, and we have a high value stun there. Only did not stun the Cigar, but that is going to be some turns taken away, and maybe therefore was not the right play by RAXXAZ earlier. We do have the proc coming in from the Scar, did not manage to stun.
Yeah, we're going to have Marsha. Does she take out Bella? No, but the defense break is very nice to have to spread on the field.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things are going to be spread on the field, and that's Bella is looking more and more dire and is leaving the battlefield as well. So now the only damage is coming from RAXXAZ at this moment. He does have the potential to go for that Shizuka on that skill 3, does land it, does not land it, only landed the pushback.
Here we go, Etna going into skill 2, lands a defense break, but Juno, what does she have to say? Oh, it's a lot of damage, eh?
That is a lot of damage going back and forth. Marsha does not have the skill up yet, so cannot kill the Athena just yet, but there is Athena out of the battlefield as well. So currently, I think Sekhmet is going to, or Shizuka is going to leave the battlefield just now as well. Big question is now, Marsha against a Sagar and a Wusa.
Oh, lands the defense break, and Juno follows up with some heavy damage, say.
That is a lot of damage, and killing that Wusa is definitely possible for that Juno. And the big issue right now is Wusa didn't have any of the skills up, so you cannot do anything yet. And there's a huge stun from that Juno, and that probably seals the deal. Procs into the slow. No armor break was but another stunner. And that will definitely seal the deal. If the first one didn't seal the deal, the second one definitely did. And in this case, we do see the showcase of Shizuka reviving that Gianna. You're out of the battlefield, but still dropping that skill 3 stun, being highly valued in there, and winning back on a 3 against 4 for the victory of TUTUTUH.
Wow, 2-2, 1-0 against RAXXAZ. Even though I was cut out, I still want to give you guys all of my little pun for this one. To get to the Europe Cup, you need a little bit of everything. Talent, knowledge, maybe even some pure skill. Well, definitely not right now, a bit more pure skill. TUTUTUH. Here we are. So last round we had the pre-bans of Volantis and Vanessa. Do you think we're going to see different... Well, we have to see different pre-bans, but are we going to take away speed lead so it's already out of the game? Or do you think there's going to be the respect there on something like the Marsha or the Juno, which did a lot in the end on the side of TUTUTUH?
I do think that TUTUTUH might actually go for the, if I have first pick, I pick it. If I don't, I'm going to ban it. So that would be a ban on the Oliver on the left side. We're actually banning Oliver on both sides. So I only had to talk about one ban because they already did it.
This is the first, I think it's the first one of Europe prelims this year where we've had the same pre-ban.
Yeah, exactly that. In this case, RAXXAZ does not want to pick up the Oliver first. He has something else in mind that he wanted to first pick, or he forgot that he has first pick. Because in most cases, if you want to contest the unit, if you have first pick, never ban it, because you can pick it yourself. But I'm not entirely sure, because RAXXAZ is taking his time on that first pick right now. Steals the Vanessa, still going for that speed lead. TUTUTUH, do you go for the other speed leads as in more?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, he took out one of the 33, so he could maybe have the other one, right?
Yeah, definitely. So he's stealing, and also a steal on that Athena. That is also a comfortable pick by TUTUTUH. Once again, going in with that Hay Gang. We have seen a lot of Hay Gangs these days. With that Sagar, also definitely a unit that's always been showcasing a lot of great work.
Here we go then. TUTUTUH responding back. I mean, I don't know how much more he's going to be able to steal. Do you think we might see the Gianna again? She proved pretty useful, even though squishy in the first round.
Gianna's definitely not gonna be showcased here because we have that Hay Gang on the field already, unless it's going to be 5th pick and you're 100% banning that Hay Gang off the field. Sekhmet, definitely a solid unit. I probably think another fire unit. No, actually decides to go for another water unit. Interestingly enough, I think a Juno or a Maya Wang or anything like that would be better fitting. But having that healing in there is definitely nice. However, it's already controlled by that Sagar, and RAXXAZ has the potential to add in more control units if he so pleases.
Well, he's got some time to figure this out now, exactly which way he's going to go. Since he has got the Vanessa, the Hay Gang, and the Sagar, choosing his Volantis, which we know is very useful for him. But what's he going to follow up with? And the Bella again. In this case, RAXXAZ goes with more comfortable picks than rather the super hard counter picks, I would say. Because he already has 2 very speedy units on the enemy side with that Sekhmet, with that Athena. So I think he's going to ban out one of the 2, but on the other hand, that Juno last pick is a very solid last pick right there. And the only actual damage on the side of RAXXAZ is going to be that Bella, besides the Volantis damage that's AoE as well, respecting both of those units as 5th picks. Here we go, with both taking speed leads. Rax with the faster speed lead, so let's see if it comes into effect during our second set. Could be decisive for 2-2. Yeah, definitely. That first turn goes to the Sekhmet, followed by more. So that could be a violent Athena in this case. Does not resist or reset, but there was the strip of the immunity, and therefore Hay Gang gives the push-up, and therefore we have the reverse.
Also not a pushback, but we definitely had that cool time increase plus the provoke right there. So that is actually very beneficial for RAXXAZ in that moment.
Yeah, Vanessa's coming in now. She's got all skills available, skill 1, skill 2. Can she land? Does get the defense break.
So in this case, the most important is, can you strip and do anything? You have to stun that Praha, because you're attempting to do a lot of damage right now, but Praha might just say like simply, okay, I'm gonna give my whole team speed buff, I'm going to slow or gonna sleep your whole team, and therefore heal my whole team as well.
Yeah, and it
That is
manages
going
to
to take away
work.
the turn.
Wow. Sleep and Praha again, proccing through.
Yeah, definitely this is going to take quite a while for the units of RAXXAZ to get online again, and during that time TUTUTUH has the opportunity to just get rid of all of those armor breaks by just taking natural turns. Don't have to do anything crazy right here, just keep the units sleeping, definitely the right choice. And all of the debuffs seem to be gone that RAXXAZ plays so well early on in this game.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Vanessa taking a lot of turns, managing to get the cool time.
Cool time increase, definitely a very beneficial hit there, but still it's kind of looking dire with all of those units. Oh, once again, the segment not landing that skill 3.
Here we go then. So, Volantis skill 2. 1 stun, but a few dots.
Those are actually all of the dots that he can land, if I'm not mistaken. It's 2 dots per unit potential, so that is very high potential. Those dots are definitely going to help. But we have that Pra coming up with a Daydream pretty soon again, so definitely you have to control that Pra with that provokes. But the issue is you have to keep doing that time and time again. Landing glancing on the Pra would be very beneficial. Did not land it though. However, as I mentioned, Athna was on Violent. Has the potential to go for that skill 2 right now. Potentially kill, or you actually go for the skill 3 and you stun the Volantis.
Wow, like you said now, Cigar probably needs that provoke right on the Praha, or goes for the Etna.
Goes for the Athna, but I'm not entirely sure how far Pra is off from our cooltime. I think it is coming up pretty soon, and the moment that that comes up, I would call it game, because you need those stunners. Exactly the stun that Brax needed at that moment.
Yeah, that was a huge stun for him. We've got the cool time down on Vanessa. More's going to be coming up next.
Yeah, definitely the winning condition for either or side right now is, can that Praha move? If the Praha doesn't move, doesn't start healing everything, then it could be very dire for TUTUTUH. If that happens in the case that RAXXAZ can't give all of those stuns back to those Praha every time, she's not gonna heal, but the moment she heals, I would definitely say that the game is over.
Does stun the segment, but we've got a heal, say.
Yeah, I'm not entirely
healthy.
sure. I'm not entirely sure if stunning that segment had the best options there, because in that case we have a full heal. The match is looking pretty much fully reset on the side of TUTUTUH. All of those units are looking so lively, whereas on the other side, all of those units are looking with very low HP bars at this moment.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, it's very, very close to being finished, I would say, for RAXXAZ, with the unit going down and Sekhmet following up with...
That's where we go, and there's only 2 units left on the field, and that's going to be one, and that's going to be the victory for TUTUTUH. We have the French player one step further to Paris.